Good morning. This is the Beach Barbell podcast. It's Monday, February 10th, 2020. I'm Nick Markey, physical therapist and trainer and owner of Beach Barbell in Wilmington, North Carolina. Haven't done one of these in a little while. I'm on my way to work, 5:30 a.m. for our 6 a.m. group training. And since I'm driving, I figured I would get back on the horn and try to revive this thing, either semi-weekly or every few days. We'll see what I can muster. I'm just going to kind of throw my thoughts out there and just, I guess, stream of consciousness a little bit. So I guess I've effectively quit trying to actively lose 20 pounds. I don't really need to lose 20 pounds. My body fat percentage is fine. Body muscle percentage or lean mass is fine. 20 pounds loss would have taken me under 200 pounds, which I think could have been pretty cool. I'm not entirely giving up on it. I got over tracking it. I spent a few days not tracking it, and it felt pretty good not to track it. So yeah, I just not going to worry about it. At least the tracking portion of it. I am working on eating more vegetables and fruit servings throughout the day. And it's also, that's I guess an easier goal. Tracking's not that hard of a goal either. It just got annoying / boring to me after a little while. So yeah, I'm probably in the boat with most New Year's resolutioners and just kind of giving up. Still working out pretty frequently. I took a few days off last week because we had our third child, Vivian, Avery Markey. Everything went really well. We were out. Her wife and Vivian were discharged from the hospital after 24 hours, so everything's smooth. She's healthy, happy, eating, home. Kira loves playing with her, or holding her, at least for a few seconds until she gets bored and wants to do something else. But she's being very sweet, very, very good big sister, which is pretty cool to see. Gavin's been a little bit on and off, clingy, upset. Don't know if that's because of the baby. He doesn't seem to really be upset about the baby or anything. He did just come off a cold before Vivian came home, so Brittany actually stayed at her parents' house for a couple of days to let the flu or cold or whatever get out of Gavin until his fever broke. So it could just be that, and maybe he's missing mommy. So anyways, all is going pretty well on that front. Regarding business, oh man. It's funny when people ask me, oh, how's business? I'm like, oh, it's it's slow. Yeah, it's interesting. I've never done it before, running your own business, and I guess technically running two with the physical therapy clinic and then gym services. And I'm doing it probably in the hardest way imaginable. Have relatively high overhead with the decent sized space. all this equipment and all that stuff. So yeah, just trying to figure out best ways to do outreach. I think hindsight's always 20/20. I've made plenty of mistakes up to this point, learned the hard way on a lot of things. So just trying to, reflect on that and move forward in a better way, I guess. So trying to promote the physical therapy part more as well. I didn't really do that as much for whatever my logical reason was at the time. I was promoting more the gym services. So, my ultimate vision of the place was kind of I would be doing the physical therapy, and then if clients needed a place to work out, when we had the gym, they could go through physical therapy, and then, they could join the gym either concurrently or afterwards as a way to maintaining and improving their fitness and health and strength and all that stuff. And then if they ever needed, physical therapy, obviously I'd be right there. So I kind of went into it more promoting the gym. For my logic was, it's going to take a while to get medical providers to want to refer to you as a physical therapist because they don't know you're new to town, all that stuff. But again, since it takes a while, you should probably start early. I don't know what I was really thinking on that front. The gym grew decently in the beginning, and then it's kind of petered out. We didn't really have a January rush like a lot of gyms get. To be fair, I wasn't running some super big promotion or something. Like a lot of gyms will run some sort of deal, discount type thing for, you get the, seeing some of them, hey, you pay a buck and you get that first month free or whatever, or first month for a buck, and then it continues on with whatever regular membership cost is. So now just trying to get stuff sorted with that. Have 3 great trainers on board, helping with group training hours, plus when we are getting more people in, more personal training as well. And then I'm going to be spending most of my days doing outreach to different doctors' offices and stuff, and doing things like lunch and learns and whatnot to meet the docs, and trying to promote my hopefully affordable services. Obviously, you go around and a lot of the fitness stuff costs a decent amount of money. I mean, there's always the argument that, hey, it's your health, it's expensive, but in reality, somebody could go work out at, Planet Fitness for $20 a month or whatever it is. The question is always, will someone stick with that, right? Is going in on their own going to be something that's sustainable for somebody? And for most people, it's probably not, which is why a lot of the group fitness places do well, because you have a structure to rely on and help improve your accountability. There's also other people. People like to socialize, so then when you have like a group that you're working out with, maybe you enjoy it more, so then that makes you more likely to be consistent. So there's all those little positives. Anyways, so for the physical therapy, trying out piloting a new program, kind of a physical therapy membership type program. The idea behind it being, for the client side, they have a place to check in with whenever they have, pain or injury or whatever. So what I've started as, and this doesn't really exist as far as I'm aware, there's medical doctors and whatnot doing it called direct primary care, where you pay them a monthly fee and you have access to them whenever you need to, schedule an appointment and all that. As physical therapy, I'm not really aware of it being a thing anywhere. So piloting this at $59 a month, which would cover the first visit of that month, and then follow-ups in the same month would be $40. The idea behind it being that, if somebody has, pain or injury, or, maybe they tweak something or something crops up, that they feel they can go in and get checked and it's already basically covered anyways. I think, chances are that, if they just carried on with their life, it could just be just fine. But unfortunately, people will get, maybe afraid, or I guess that's the main thing. They'll get afraid of maybe making something worse or damaging it, so they'll stop doing their activities, and then there's a chance that maybe things do get worse because of that, and the fear that builds up. So if they feel like they have a place they can go to check in with, essentially just get the green light to say, hey, we checked it out, you look pretty good overall, here's some things to watch out for, but go ahead and return to your activities as you tolerate, and then maybe they're back to normal life pretty quickly. And I think that's a majority of outpatient care, is that kind of thing. But unfortunately, it usually costs people a decent amount of money to even just get checked out. So, if they have a deductible that's like $7,000 or something, then maybe they don't go get it checked out because the visit's going to cost them like $150, $200 or something just to get checked out, and so then they don't. And it can very likely just be fine, that whatever it is they're dealing with will go away. Most of those conditions that crop up acutely will go away kind of regardless, but sometimes they don't. And also, if maybe there's a lot of cultural stuff behind it, especially with back, if you get back pain, it's like, oh, okay, well, I have back pain, so I shouldn't do all these things anymore, when in fact that's just oftentimes not the case. So maybe that then causes them suffering, for lack of a better word, longer than it really should be. And maybe they get, because they get out of their activities and their back still hurts, then maybe the fear keeps rising up, and then they get pushed down kind of a negative medical thing. Maybe the back pain, if they just went back to their activities and their back pain just gradually got better, even while they had the back pain, they were still doing their activities that they want and need to do, then maybe they don't need any further checkup or follow-up or whatever. But if they lets it fester, and then back pain maybe stay the same, or it gets a little bit worse, and sometimes things get a little bit worse as you're going on, kind of goes up and down. And then when it gets a little bit worse, obviously people can have a higher chance of maybe freaking out about it, even despite their best efforts. In rehab, it happens often where someone's symptoms will increase. And you kind of just have to keep someone's eye on the ball, but also, supporting them, saying, hey, look, this is part of the process, that things will sometimes get worse. There's the symptoms oftentimes fluctuate up and down. And just because they get a little bit worse doesn't mean you should freak out and need to go get in like an MRI scan or something. If a condition goes on for a few months, yeah, you can go get it checked out, like an Xray or something. But again, the question becomes is, what are you going to do with that Xray? Or even MRI, So it's like, okay, what, if the test is going to change what you'll do, like what kind of treatment you might do, then sure, it may be a good test. But if the test is just to go check things out, what the hell's the point of that? And, an X-ray is not usually too expensive. If you just paid cash for an X-ray, it's probably like $50. But if you get billed insurance for that, it's probably like $300 to $500. And then same thing with an MRI. If you just go pay cash somewhere, it's probably like $250 to $500. But if you go through insurance, probably like $3,000 to $5,000. Okay. You just maybe don't pay that up front. Maybe there's like a copay. You're like, okay, I'll just pay my copay. And a lot of people think that they're done there, and then they get a bill on the back end. Now I suppose they don't have your money yet, so you can you can sit on it. But a lot of times they'll be pretty quick to say, hey, we're gonna send this to collections. Some hospitals are rough on that, man. They're like sending you collections within a couple of months. Anyways, so this is just a long-winded spiel of, if say that somebody's already paying me $59 a month as their physical therapist, and I do have direct access in North Carolina indefinitely, as long as it's within my scope. And so somebody's already paying me that, it's already out there. So why they wouldn't feel as blocked to just go get something checked out with me, just like a clinical test. They've already paid the money. They come, hey, I tweaked my back, what do you think? And we can check them out, have them try some stuff, be like, hey, actually it's looking pretty good. Or, this one looks, this move looks kind of rough. This one's cool. Kind of give them a better, more objective take on it from a third party. And more likely than not, kind of give them just the green light to say, hey, I think things are going pretty good. Here's kind of a roadmap and plan, for, things that maybe go sideways, or if we need to make adjustments or whatever. And then if they need to follow up, it's only, again, within that same month, it's only $40. So trying to be, affordable, provide a valuable service, but also be affordable in the same sense too. And then if someone's healthy and they're doing pretty good, they could skip using the visit for that month, or they can still use it, and maybe we just do more fitness and training stuff, or maybe I spend that time that they would have used the visit and write up a program for them or something. There's all sorts of ways it could go. Whoa, big truck early in the morning. So basically the way I look at it is it's just a spectrum of health and fitness and function. It's really a physical therapist role, is kind of your physical functioning, which may include pain, injury. I also do vertigo and dizziness work with vestibular therapy, so that could be potential limiter on function. But then on the other more healthy side of the equation, there's your fitness and strength, things that may reduce your risk of injuries. Can't prevent injuries completely, but you may be able to reduce your risk of them. And again, if I'm seen as their physical therapist, like I'm their person that they can go to with any of those kind of functional type deals, whether it's on the healthy side or the pain and injury side or whatever, then we can have that long-term relationship. That's essentially what I'm trying to establish. It's kind of like almost like a primary care for physical therapy, which would again include the fitness and strength element as well. So yeah, so we'll see. I've basically just unrolled it a week or two ago. Haven't really marketed it yet much. Have a potential physician interested in renting a room, which kind of gives me an idea for, calling our place like a wellness center, for lack of a better word. Because then we'd have basically all the services that someone might need, medical, doctor, physical therapist, and fitness. And this could be something maybe we can market to corporate outlets for kind of like corporate wellness type thing. Maybe do some sort of like bundled package or something. And I mean, the only thing we would be missing would be maybe mental health therapists. So maybe I'm able to find, somebody that would want to join in on our wellness center. Maybe another practitioner, mental health type practitioner. Then we'd pretty much have everything: medical doctor, physical therapist, mental health, and then fitness. That would be freaking awesome. So yeah, I'll start working on finding someone like that want to join in. So then you have everything under one roof, which convenience is a huge factor in things. Practitioners, clinicians maybe don't think about that as much, but I mean, convenience for a patient where they don't have to go 5 million different places to get all the services they need is big, definitely. So yeah, pulling in to work. Let's see how long the podcast is going. About almost 24 minutes. It takes about 24 minutes to get here in the morning. It's not bad. So yeah, I think I like this format, just kind of off the cuff, chatting with my 2 listeners. Probably my mom and her friend Dominic. But let's get in here, go do some group training with my peeps. Hope you have a great day. Again, I'm Nick Markey, Beach Barbell, Physical Therapy, and Gym in Wilmington, North Carolina. I appreciate you listening. Bye.